So Burna Boy says he's not very happy with South Africa right now. With what has occurred, yes, Miss South Africa has been voted and it's a white woman. Congratulations. Yeah. So this is what Burna Boy said in his comment. He says, is this what you were looking for? Like all of this mayhem, all of this noise, was it just for this after all? Pushing Chidimma away, was it just for a white woman to be Miss? Are you happy now? Are you entertained? What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. I'm in my car right now. But because I love you, I'm still bringing you stuff, you know. So we're going to go through it. I know you know the story. Miss South Africa has spilled so much story to be told. This young lady named Chidimma ID, whose father is Nigerian and mother has been found to be Mozambican.
Hi everyone, my name is Chidimma Vanessa Onwe Adechina, known as Chichi.
Initially, everybody thought the mother was South African. But after investigation, they found that her mom apparently might have tampered with something. Basically, spoke to some people that work at Home Affairs office. This is the documentation office. Paid some money, clearly, to get identity for her daughter. So there are many ways this can come out from. Sometimes they could steal somebody's identity. Some other time they could have gotten the identity sold to them by the person. So it's not necessarily very clear until properly do an investigation for people to know that. Anyway, but initially it's clear that the identity is not hers. But she's a black African woman that was born in South Africa, has lived her whole life in South Africa. South Africa is the country she knows. Even though she's got ties with her father's family, South Africa is the country she knows. I'm just going to read some comments that people have made on the internet, and we're going to take it from there. So after Burna Boy said what Burna Boy said, this is what a South African man said. He said, Burna Boy hasn't forgiven South Africa for not buying his ticket on the last show, as it was cancelled. The tweet from Burna Boy has got bitterness all over it. He's basically trying to talk about Burna Boy's concert that happened in 2023 and was cancelled because people didn't quite buy a ticket. Okay, so the next one is this man from Zimbabwe. I think Zimbabwean Osa. This man named Changuta said South Africans spent the whole month fighting a black girl, but a white girl ended up winning. They're even accusing her mom of stealing identity. But the father of the girl who won stole the land from them. These guys never cease to disappoint their ancestors. So in other words, he's saying South Africans were very angry at a young girl because she supposedly stole a South African ID.
But if she's not South African, we can't have her represent us on the world stage. Where I am sitting now, I don't know. I am waiting for answers.
But the woman that won the race, her father actually stole the land and everything they have. And South Africans are not moved by that. They're angry over a girl whose mother stole an ID, if she did, but they're very happy with a girl whose father stole the land, the money, and the wealth and everything. Zimbabwean guy says, Chidimma is gone, but poverty and crime and corruption and inequality remain. It is so sad that the resignation and the deportation of Chidimma will not benefit anyone or change the challenge that South Africa has. So Chidimma is gone, but poverty remains, crime and corruption and inequality. He says white people have everything in South Africa. Black people have nothing but hate. That's what he says. If you look at the chart, it's showing 10% of white people living in poverty, 5% of Indian living in poverty, 41% of colored living in poverty, and 64% of black people living in poverty. So this man trying to say that South Africans should focus on getting that instead of Chidimma. The Zimbabwean Osa says again, South Africa has been disqualified from participating in Puebla International Festival in Mexico following the vicious xenophobic attack against Vanessa Chidimma. So basically, this happened in Mexico. There was an event that South Africa was supposed to attend as one of the main representatives, but it's been disqualified because of the xenophobic attacks against Chidimma. They say. This guy was really, really angry, you can see. He says South Africans are saying Chidimma doesn't belong here because her parents stole identity of an innocent woman and then at the same time embrace Mia, whose ancestors documented themselves, took away the land by killing Africans. What do you think about that? He says Miss GNU Mia. GNU stands for Government of Unity. By Government of Unity, they're talking about having a government with blacks and whites working together. Miss Government of Unity Mia and her fellow Europeans do not believe in diversity with black people. It is the black who think when you include white people, it means you are educated and non-racist. So in other words, he's saying White people don't really give a continental about black people in South Africa. It's the black people that are trying everything to please the white people and hoping white people will love them. Always complaining about racism. You are racist toward me as a black man. Instead of saying, you know what? If you're racist, you can go in your corner. I don't give a continental about you. I can do my own thing. And now we got a South African named Cindy. She said, "Dear Nigerians and Chidimma supporters, we did not say we don't want a white Miss South African. We said we want a South African who did not steal someone's identity to become a South African. South Africa is a diverse country. The way I see it, no matter who won Miss South Africa, you were gonna attack her because you are still angry that we did not want Chidimma Onyenye. We still don't want her. We congratulate Miss Mia for taking the crown. She deserves it. She's South African, no DNA. Just RSA." So South Africans stand by what they believe. They say Nigerians are bitter. What do you think about that? They believe that they didn't say that a black person should win. They believe that a South African should win. Toko say, why would Chidimma want to be Miss SA so badly? Why she want to be associated with the most xenophobic and Afrophobic country so much? If Africa feels unsafe and unwanted in SA, why don't they leave us the F alone? Ungrateful people, these ones. What do you think about that? Well, there's another person that responded to that saying that the reason why most Africans come to South Africa, it's not because of the black people in South Africa. The reason why most Africans come to South Africa, it's because of the white people in Africa. So in other words, they're saying white people are good people. Black people or South Africans are not good people. Another person, M. Mikize, said black South Africans are conditioned to hate anything black. That's why Ethiopians took spazas from us, because we don't support each other. We hate blackness. We so quickly to scrutinize anything black, but we fear white because we believe they are always right. And this person is South African saying that. So there are plenty of Ethiopians that live in South Africa. There are small shops that they call spazas. These are utility shops where you can get a little cigarette, coffee, sugar, milk, bread. And the Ethiopians run this business really, really good. I mean, props to Ethiopians, they're very good businessmen. Not just in South Africa. You will see them in Uganda. They have a lot of businesses in Uganda and never really involved into crime and stuff like that. They are creators. So this man say black people hate black so much. We scrutinize anything that's black, but the whites, we fear them. What do you think? And the last person, Zimbabwean Osa, says the fact that we have never seen South African doing this to whites and Asians make me believe these people are xenophobic and targeting African migrants. You can see here a picture that's very gruesome. This is probably one of the things that happened in 2010 or 2012. There was incidents of, some people were unalived, African foreigners unalived in South Africa. Some were beaten, stoned, then torched for taking up security jobs and waitresses' job. Now, that's one of the most gruesome things that most of the people have seen. Now, do I believe all South Africans are like that? Absolutely not. There's some very, very good South Africans, patriotic, but not xenophobic. Xenophobic is not patriotic. But did people do those gruesome things? Absolutely, they did. And it's so sad because it dents the reputation of everybody. It's same for Nigerians. Do Nigerians do crime in South Africa? Yes, they do. Are they involved with drugs and stealing and human trafficking and stuff? Yes, they are. Not just in South Africa, in many other countries. We're just being honest. I'm not teaching you anything. You know, as a Nigerian person, you know that. Dubai refused Nigerians visas. Uganda started kicking out Nigerians. Kenyans don't want Nigerians.
The Nigerian is among the drug lords who were deported on June 3rd following a presidential order.
Any or all foreigners who are either suspected of having engaged in issues to deal with drug trafficking be deported and they go back to their own countries and do their business there. They don't need to be here.
Do all Nigerians do that? Not all Nigerians are involved in crime and fraud and stuff like that. In everywhere you go in the world, you'll find good people and bad people. No doubt about that. But should Africans hate on each other? I don't think so. Do you think South Africans have the right to choose a South African as a miss to represent them? Or they should just accept anybody from Africa just because they have a dark skin? Can we allow South Africans to move forward by being one person with white people in South Africa because they're all South Africans? Or do you think it will never be the reality? Maybe on paper, but in reality, white in South Africa will always feel superior to black South Africans. And black South African will always be trying to gain the friendship of the whiteness, the acceptance of the white person. What do you think? Are South Africans right to say, even if this lady is white, but she is South African, she is born of a father that's she did not steal any identity, like somebody said here. She did not steal her identity? Or should we say that her grandfather indeed stole the identity, but creating an identity, because South Africa before 1885, like any other African country, never existed. It wasn't South Africa as a country. There were tribes and clans, yes, but not the country. The country was created by white people. That's the reason why you see people in Botswana speaking Setswana and some people in South Africa speaking Setswana. Now, Setswana people, are they Botswanas or South Africans? Or there were people that were engorged into a system that forced them to be into two different countries. Now, can we force South Africans to love Nigerians? No, you cannot. Now, can we get people to respect what is right? Absolutely. Who's right? Who's wrong? Let me know how you feel about this. Does this lady deserve to be Miss South Africa? She is handicapped and deaf, has issues with hearing properly, but she's fought very hard to learn South African local languages, which comprise English and some African languages. Let me know how you feel about this. God bless.